China has nearly everything to offer travellers. It has some of the biggest cities in the world, a culture spanning 3,000 years, and landscapes ranging from towering mountains to endless deserts. But to many, all this can seem pretty impenetrable. What with the language barriers, cultural differences, or just simply the sheer size of the place 1.3 billion people call home, it can be a daunting place for travellers. We all know China's got a lot of people, but it's also got a lot more of these things, smartphones, than anywhere else, and it's changing the way people travel. So in this travel show special, we're going to try something different. I'm hoping to make my way through China with an unusual tour guide. My smartphone. I'll be letting my phone tell me where to go.
Turns out it's not quite the tranquil getaway the app originally suggested.
I'll test out the apps designed to help you on your way.
I can't believe it. For the first time in my life, I understand Chinese.
And even find locals through social media to give me a taste of the real China.
Whoa, you love brain, I can tell.
Yeah.
At times, it's bound to go horribly wrong. I could be ending up in the middle of nowhere. And I'm probably gonna have to use this to contact the BBC and get them to pick me up. But whatever happens, it's gonna be an adventure.
I'm starting my journey in Hong Kong. It's just a few miles from mainland China, but in terms of internet freedom, it's another world. Once I cross the border, I'm planning on using the internet to meet the locals and to help me get around. So Chinese censorship will have a very real impact. To find out what challenges await me, I've come to Mong Kok, a neon-bathed shopping district.
Okay, so this is pretty much one of the loudest, brightest and busiest places I've ever been in my life. I'm on my way right now to meet a man who's going to explain to me how all this is going to work when I get to mainland China.
That man is Professor Jack Chio, a guru in modern Chinese communication.
It's a different universe, okay, in Hong Kong compared to mainland China. It's because of the Great Firewall of China. In my opinion, this Great Firewall of China is the worst possible invention in the history of the internet in the world.
The Great Firewall is basically how the Chinese government controls what information citizens can access on the internet. Twitter, Facebook, even Google are generally inaccessible on the mainland, so they won't be of much help when trying to get around.
To try to experience the Great Firewall of China is definitely a punishing process in the beginning. But once you get used to it, there's some strange fun. When you are no longer disappointed by what you cannot access, you get surprised by the new things you found.
So I've pretty much accepted things are going to get a lot more difficult once I leave Hong Kong. But luckily, I have figured out where I'm going to go next. And that is this place, the Gga Park, I think it's pronounced. I found an app that allows me to explore the park, riding a horse, which everyone does when they explore national parks. And even though it's virtual, it still looks incredible. So I'm going to go and see what it looks like in real life.
The park is 500 miles to the north, in Hunan province. But with no direct flights, I've flown into the city of Changsha.
English? No? No English? Do you speak English? No? No English? I have arrived at Changsha train station. Slightly nervous, heard a lot about Chinese trains. So let's see how it goes.
Ahead of me is the joy of a 6-hour night train.
Okay, good news is I managed to make it onto the train. Bad news is it turns out Jack was right. Twitter doesn't work, Facebook doesn't work, and even YouTube doesn't work. So this may be the big move to Chinese social media I was expecting. For now though, it's bedtime. So, good night.
The next day, and I've made it to Zhang National Forest Park. But it seems like a lot of other people have had the exact same idea.
Turns out it's not quite the tranquil getaway the app originally suggested. It's actually the complete opposite, which is completely rammed with domestic tourists.
But when you take the trip to the top, it's easy to see why they come.
So I want to go to a few of the quieter, more hidden places. And to do that, I'm going to use WeChat, which is kind of like an amalgamation of Facebook, WhatsApp and Yelp, to find myself an English tour guide.
WeChat, or Weixin as it's known in China, is huge here. There are over 500 million monthly active users. As well as being used for messaging, it's full of local companies and services. It does use mobile data, so I've bought a local SIM card for the job. A few messages later, and I've managed to track down an English-speaking tour guide called Nikki.
Video call, okay.
Hi,
Hello, Nikki. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
where are you?
I'm on a path.
What?
I'm on a path near the Hallelujah Mountain.
You stay there and I will come to find you.
Okay. Yeah, WeChat works. Successfully found me a tour guide.
We told Nikki that we wanted to film her arrival, but hadn't quite factored in just how quick she'd be.
Oh my god.
Like that? It's like that.
Oh no, I did not expect you to be standing behind me.
No,
No.
like just you are.
That was very terrifying of you. Thank you for doing that.
Let's go
Let's
to
go.
see the
Okay.
Hallelujah Mountain.
Hallelujah Mountain. Okay,
Very
let's go.
beautiful place.
Our first stop is the 1 kilometer tall Hallelujah Mountain. This was actually the inspiration for the floating mountains in the highest grossing film of all time, Avatar.
So Avatar gave you a job, in a way.
Yes, maybe, perhaps. And we will go more beautiful place.
But I found Nikki to help me escape the crowds. So after a few sneaky shortcuts and some lesser known paths, we finally found ourselves with a bit of peace and quiet.
If you come to here by yourself, oh, this just a rock, big rock, small rock. But if you have guide, this is look like monkey, this look like a fairy maiden.
It had been a successful first day in mainland China. It would have been all too easy to get lost in the huge crowds here. But thanks to the power of social media and an English-speaking guide, I'd found a tranquil corner to enjoy the landscape. The next day, I'm on my way to Guan, aka Phoenix Ancient Town. It's a beautifully preserved ancient city. Again, I'm hoping to use my smartphone to get the most out of my visit. But it's time to up the ante.
This time, I don't have a tour guide to show me around this crazy place, but what I do have is some translation apps on my phone that I'm going to try to use to hold my first conversation in Chinese and find out what is good to do in this place. This is going to be interesting.
I'm going to start out by trying Google Translate, an app that knows 90 different languages. And it isn't long before I found an unsuspecting guide from the Miao ethnic minority group to try it out on.
Let's see how we do. So you cannot speak English? No? Okay, brilliant. That's cool. Hello. What is your name?
叫什么名字？吴宁，
Wu Ni. What is your favorite color?
红色。
Red.
Red. Very nice. Oh, cool. That is my favorite color as well. Okay, brilliant. This is working. I like your hat very much, and it has jingles. What does your hat mean? It's changed hat to heart, which is a whole new different type of meaning. I like your heart very much. It has jingles. What does your heart mean?
Basic translations can be done offline, but your phone will need to access Google servers for the admittedly slightly sketchy voice recognition function. Google's generally blocked in China, but as we'll see later in the show, the Great Firewall isn't impenetrable.
How would you rate this app? Is it good? Is it bad? Should I now throw my phone into the river?
现在把我的手机放回
Yes, I got a smile.
不用扔到河里，我们合作的非常愉快，谢谢。
Do not cooperate with us. Very happy.
Okay, okay, she says, do not cooperate with us. Very happy. I'm pretty sure that's not what she said. Ni hao. Ni hao.
Time to try something else.
High five, high five. No, you just want a high five. Okay, no worries, no worries. I have an app on my phone called Weigo, which allows me in real time to translate from Chinese letters to English letters. Let's go for an easy one. Toilet. Do we have toilet? Beef ears. It just seems to be going crazy. There you go, restroom. There you go, restroom. Hygienic, all ones, life, one number. All right.
Not a strong start, but actually, there did seem to be one type of translation the app excelled at: food.
So I now know they have tofu with rice, pickled radish, appetizing pickled vegetables. That's actually amazing. It's definitely good with food. It translates food very quickly, which is good because I am very hungry.
My time in Yunnan province has come to an end. My smartphone's definitely made it a fun experience,
I would like to buy a ticket to Tongren.
but there's no denying that the places I'd been to were a bit touristy. Now, it's time to go off the beaten track. Coming up, I visit a small village that's at the center of a social media experiment
Ni hao.
and discover that authentic Sichuan cuisine isn't for the faint-hearted.
Bite through the bone like it's not there. Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to travel through China using my smartphone as a guide. And my next stop is Tongguan, a village in Guizhou province.
I managed to stumble across this place on the internet, and despite the fact that I'm pretty much in the middle of nowhere in China, I've come here because Tongguan is the center of what is a very interesting social media experiment.
Tongguan is a Dong minority village. The Dong are one of 56 ethnic groups officially recognized by China. They're famed for their carpentry with wooden houses and covered bridges. I'm in one of the poorest provinces in China, but this is actually one of the best connected villages in the country. It's all thanks to a project run by Tencent, a communications company. They've given the villagers over 100 smartphones and have even installed a 4G mast nearby. Why, you might ask? Well, Tencent claims it's helping to preserve Dong culture.
Having heard I was going to be in town, Tencent have sent along the beautiful Li Ming to show me around. We're currently outside some form of factory where some of the ladies, I believe, have been given phones.
Yeah, these two ones, they had mobile phones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you in your beautiful garments. What is it that you use your phone for here?
颜色是怎么样？怎么样手机？
To make phone calls and to use WeChat, especially for some information we like to share with others.
Do you not think that could potentially make you lose bits of your culture as you take in bits from everywhere else from the internet?
不会的，可以用他们那个。
Usually we just get the information of our own culture, so I don't think it's a problem.
She wants a photo with me so she can share it on Moments, which is part of the WeChat app.
Then a bit shorter.
Oh, stand shorter. Okay. I'll try. I'm not even tall.
Visiting here, it's clear that Dong people are extremely proud of their traditions. And it's hoped that by having these phones, this culture can be strengthened, Dong produce can be sold online, and information can be shared with each other, including with family members who live far away. Yang Xiaoying works as a cook in the village.
So what do you use your phone for?
She told me she uses her phone to video call her son, who works in a factory hundreds of miles away in Guangdong province. And, as luck would have it, he was just on his lunch break.
He's calling right now. Should we answer? Okay. Ni hao. So as I would be if I called my mum and there was a random dude sitting next to her. Her son is very confused, but this is clearly a good way to keep in contact with him.
For a moment, seeing her son all gets a bit too much for Yang Xiaoying. It's easy to be cynical about this project. Tencent may well have just given out these phones as a bit of a PR stunt. But it's clearly having a huge impact on the people who live here and changing the way this small village interacts with the vast country around it.
Okay, I'm just going to give her a hug. Thank you. Xie.
It's almost time to leave Tongguan. But before I go, I can't miss out on a chance to hear one of the songs that the Dong ethnic group is so famous for. Who knows what impact the internet will have on the culture here? But certainly at the moment, the people of Guan seem happy to be part of this experiment.
Seeing as I am in a rural village, there are no hotels to stay here. So amazingly enough, I've managed to find myself a local home to stay in and someone who's very nice to put me up for the night. So I'm just on my way there now. I think this is the man. Hello there, nice to meet you. How you doing? Ni hao. I'm gonna get an early one tonight. Tomorrow though, I'm heading north. And although I'm not completely sure what I'm gonna do, I do have a plan. For now though, it's bedtime.
Chengdu is the capital of Sichuan province. Most tourists know this place as the place to go and see pandas. But I'm hoping to find something a bit more off the beaten path. This time, I'm using Weibo, China's answer to Twitter. And as Sichuan's famous for its food, I want to find somebody in Chengdu who can take me to some authentic Chinese cuisine. Weibo's got nearly 200 million monthly active users. Most use it to communicate in Mandarin, but my little message in English still got a healthy response.
It's had over 30 shares, over 65 comments, and there's a specific one which looks very, very good from a girl called Anne. She's an English undergrad here in Chengdu, which is good because she speaks fluent English, and she's given me like a specific restaurant we should go to, a specific food she should eat, which seems very, very good. Let me see if I can pick her out to a crowd through the power of Weibo though.
I'd arranged to meet Anne in Chengdu's Tianfu Square, but just to make things a little harder, the local police wouldn't let us film there.
Come on, Anne, before we get arrested. Oh, here she is. Here's Anne. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Anne. Thank you very much. Thank you for meeting with me. Hello. Okay, can we stand here so the police don't arrest us?
Anne's offered to show me some truly authentic Sichuan food. She's chosen a Chuan restaurant. Chuan is basically all kinds of meat, fruit and veg served on skewers. But there are some items on the menu that I had definitely not seen down at my local Chinese takeaway.
So what is this?
This is the pig's brain.
Yeah. So I was thinking it may be a brain because it looks like a brain, but I was hoping it wouldn't be a brain. How do you feel when you see a brain? Because not many people eat brains.
I will just think how delicious it is. Yeah.
Okay, well, we are different people. Okay, let's do it. Let's eat some brain. It's just the texture. Oh, it's bitter as well. Oh, it's bitter.
Bitter?
Bitter, yeah. Oh God, oh no, that was very difficult to eat.
Okay, at least you tried. And now you know that you can handle this.
But my trials weren't over.
Oh, it smells delicious.
Time for a tour of the kitchen.
Oh wow, that looks very scary.
Tongue of
That
the
looks
duck,
scary.
you know.
The tongue.
Yeah, tongue.
The tongue of the duck.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Oh, just bite it, just bite through the bone like it's not there. Okay.
And swallow.
Okay. Is it? It's very hard. Mmm.
How do you feel?
It's nice.
This is rabbit head.
Rabbit head. Wow. Things have just escalated very quickly up in here. Right, I'm not gonna lie. I would never usually eat a duck's tongue or a rabbit's head, but you know, when in Sichuan.
Just split it.
Oh!
To be honest, the process of eating rabbit's head is quite unnerving.
There we go. Face, delicious. Nice bit of face. There we go. Okay, cheers. That was actually delicious.
Yeah.
Tastes a bit like chicken.
Yeah.
Just a few hours ago, I had no idea what I was going to be doing today.
Oh, you love brain, I can tell.
Yeah.
But thanks to Weibo, I've explored the inner workings of a Sichuan restaurant and tried some food that's about as authentic as you're gonna get. I've got one more night left on my journey. My smartphone has definitely shown me another side of China so far, but thanks to censorship, I've mostly been sticking to Chinese apps. But it's not hard to get access to something a bit more familiar.
Being stuck behind the Great Firewall of China can be amazingly frustrating. But one thing you'll quickly learn is that getting around it is very easy, using something called VPNs or virtual private networks. For example, there's a blog here in Chengdu called Chengdu Living. This guy has Twitter, he's got Facebook, he's clearly using a VPN. He also lists all the cool things that are happening in the city. So let's go and meet up with him and see what's going on.
The blogger is Charlie. He's basically the expat king here.
Hey Charlie, how's it going?
Good, how are you? There are millions of people in China who use VPNs. A VPN tricks the Chinese Great Firewall into thinking that you are accessing a different website than Facebook or a different website from Google. You're accessing some website that they've never seen before.
Whilst most Chinese people don't use them, VPNs are pretty much a necessity for any foreigners looking to keep in touch with the people back home. And it turns out that tonight was something of a big one for the expats here. Charlie and some of his friends were hosting a huge house party. And who doesn't love a good party? The party's got everything. Visual artists, live graffiti, and more DJs than seems completely necessary.
So is this a place that tourists would go to? Is it just like, or not at all?
Generally not. Tourists are welcome, obviously, but it would be difficult for a tourist to find out about this.
It might not be a tourist spot, but many of the guests here are a long way from home.
So where are you from?
I'm from US.
US.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. I've been to Kazakhstan.
I'm from Russia.
Oh, nice.
I double love Chengdu. And I was like, you know what? I have to move here.
It's a surprising place to end my journey, surrounded by people from all over the globe. But it's fascinating to see what's brought them here, and to find out what they love about their adopted country.
I started my travels 1,000 miles away in Hong Kong. Back then, I had no idea what I was going to be doing or who I was going to meet. I certainly had no idea I was going to end up in a random house party in the middle of China. This is the way traveling should be, meeting the locals and throwing all your plans out the window.
On my journey, I've seen some breathtaking landscapes and started to unlock a language that's totally alien to me. But it's the people I've met along the way who have made this trip truly unforgettable.
Yeah, so they've taught me absolutely none of these moves. And I've got one thing to thank for getting me here. Something a lot of people take for granted. My smartphone.
Phones are so often seen as a distraction, making us look down and ignore the world around us. But they don't have to be. Come here with an open mind and a good data package, and an adventure can be just around the corner.